What if I told you that 144 truckers, men and women who've shown up every day, moved your groceries, and kept the shelves stocked, just got dropped like dead weight? And not by some failing startup or bankrupt company, by Kroger. Yes, the supermarket giant. This story takes a deeper look into what really happened with Ruan Transport in Arizona and why this may only be the beginning of a disturbing trend in the trucking industry. Ruan Transport Corporation recently announced 144 layoffs at its Tucson, Arizona terminal. Of those, 130 were truck drivers. The remaining employees were mechanics and administrative staff. The reason for these layoffs? Kroger abruptly ended its long-standing logistics contract with Ruan. According to official state documents, the layoffs are scheduled to be finalized by the end of August. But that's only the surface. Here's where things get controversial. The Teamsters Union claims that Kroger replaced Ruan with Knight-Swift Transportation, a carrier with a track record that many truckers view with suspicion. Knight-Swift is known for its size and scale, but also for offering lower pay and weaker benefits. The union's concern is not just about the replacement, but about what this means for labor standards in the industry moving forward. Teamsters Local 104 expressed their outrage in a formal letter to Kroger dated June 6. In the letter, they wrote, "You're replacing experienced unionized workers with a lower standard, and we will take action." Their statement wasn't empty rhetoric. The union has threatened community standards picketing, a move that could lead to regional protests and supply chain disruptions. The situation raises pressing question. What does this decision mean for the drivers whose jobs were eliminated? To find answers, one can turn to online discussions where truckers often share unfiltered experiences. On Reddit's Our Truckers, users weren't surprised. One person commented, "Even when you have a job in this industry, you have no job security. It could end at any minute." Another wrote, "Laid off twice in the last year. I'm not even surprised anymore." Though these comments weren't directed at Ruan specifically, they reflect the mood across the industry, a growing sense of instability and disillusionment. On Reddit's Reddit layoff, where layoff announcements are regularly posted, the Ruan update barely drew attention. The post read, "Ruan Transport, Tucson, Arizona, 144 employees, layoff effective August 31st. Not a single reply followed. This deafening silence underscores how common layoffs like these have become and how numb the workforce has grown to such news. So, was it actually like to work for Ruan? The reviews paint a mixed picture. On Indeed, some drivers at other Ruan terminals reported relatively good experiences. Weekly pay between $1,400 and $1,800, reliable equipment, predictable routes, and strong union representation. However, other drivers described their time with the company in much harsher terms. On Truckers Report, one former driver bluntly stated, "Ruan does suck. Crap benefits, crap pay, underbirds contracts just to win accounts, then drivers suffer." Another added, "They threatened to fire me for reporting a workplace injury." The disparity in worker experiences seems to hinge heavily on location and management, but it also hints at a deeper inconsistency within the company itself. This inconsistency is not unique to Ruan. It's reflective of broader pressures in the trucking industry. So why would Kroger cut ties with Ruan and opt for Swift? The answer, in one word: cost. Swift is a larger, cheaper operation that can deploy quickly. But that cost cutting comes with trade offs. According to the Teamsters, switching Swift means slashing pay, removing pension contributions, and weakening healthcare benefits. This isn't just speculation, it's a pattern seen whenever Swift has taken over other accounts. Operational efficiency may go up, but driver morale and job satisfaction tend to plummet. It's important not to overlook the human cost. 144 people just lost their jobs, many of them after decades of service. These workers weren't just moving boxes, they were sustaining America's food supply, often under harsh conditions, including during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now they're being replaced with no warning, no negotiation, and no public acknowledgement. Even more disturbing is the silence from both Kroger and Swift. As of this writing, neither company has issued a comment. Unfortunately, this situation is not an outlier. Layoffs are accelerating across the freight and logistics industry. Companies like Volvo, Daimler, and Penske are scaling back. Rate volumes are shrinking, contracts are being restructured, automation and artificial intelligence are beginning to displace workers. A storm is building, and the people behind the wheel are the first ones caught in it. When corporations begin treating truckers like data points, numbers on a spreadsheet, it should come as no surprise when those numbers start disappearing. But the consequences ripple far beyond the terminals. These decisions affect families, local economies, supply chains, and ultimately consumers. If the Teamsters proceed with picketing, it could significantly disrupt Kroger's regional operations. But this story is about more than one company and one union contract. It is about how America values or fails to value its truckers. Are we going to continue rewarding companies for lowering standards and slashing wages? Or will we begin to stand up for the people who literally keep the country running? That choice starts with all of us. If you ever bought groceries, ordered delivery, or expected anything to arrive on time, you owe something to a truck driver. So the next time a company fires 144 of them overnight, don't look away. Speak up. Ask yourself, should Kroger be held accountable? Do you know someone who's worked for Ruan, Swift, or a similar carrier? If so, is the time to amplify their voices before they're drowned out by corporate silence. In the end, this isn't just a news story. It's a warning, a test, and a chance to finally get it right. Let's pay attention. Let's tell the truth. One load at a time. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.